this is the opening chapter. This is my big idea that Obama is one of us. We were talking about this earlier. He primarily, I love him because he is like, even though he's elevated and he's this amazing figure and he became president, he really in some ways is a reflection of a lot of black people. Middle class black people, certain aspirations, but there's a real identification there. But at the same time, he becomes the enemy of a lot of white people, political people. So on page 17, I'm in the middle, I'll read from there. Obama's enemies see him as much worse than a bandit. They see him as a kind of cultural terrorist blowing up the usual order of things, a man who must therefore be stopped at all costs. Black folks, of course, regard Obama as a benevolent insider, or as Levine puts it, someone who has followed all the rules, operated within society's moral code, and been rewarded for it. Obama has beat the system by conforming to it, by being an exemplar when society still insists that black men cannot really be exemplars, for their own kind perhaps, but not for anyone else. If Obama doesn't directly aid black people, he doesn't prey upon them as bandits often did in black folklore, sometimes killing them and feeling no remorse about it. Bandits were hardened, amoral at best, admired by blacks for their exploits and their refusal to lie down for white folks, but not known for their compassion. Obama's image is that of a good guy, a stand-up man. He radiates caring and thoughtfulness, even sensitivity. He loves his wife and children and, despite the efforts of some tabloids to render him otherwise, is a straight arrow with no skeletons in any closet. He's a symbol of resistance to a hostile system, but a reluctant symbol. He strives to appeal to the public as himself, a man who is inclusive and unconfrontational by nature. But the fact is that he did seek out this fight. He is not a boxer whose great skills thrust him into the limelight, as happened with Joe Louis. Obama put himself there. He wanted the attention, the opportunity to be in charge. He set it all in motion, set up the deal, and then closed it in dramatic fashion. Unlike so many black folks, he got exactly what he wanted, and he didn't get it by hanging back or having a weak stomach. There is certainly badassness in that, and more than a little ruthlessness. Despite concerns that Obama is not carrying the torch of black justice into his presidency, as history needs him to do, black people can't help but admire his singular vision, applaud the force of his own individual determination to get where he wanted to go. That is power we tend to doubt exists, even in talented tenthers like Obama. Even if he ends up being the only black person to even power himself to the White House, he has shown us it is possible. Not likely or necessarily something other black folk would even want to do in the future, not after what we've seen in his 8 years. Obama's rocky odyssey thus far may actually reseal the doors of white privilege and make it harder, not easier, for another black person to be elected president. This is one of those barriers that may not fall just because a black person has broken it. But the precedent will stand. That is victory enough. By simply standing in opposition, by taking out Osama bin Laden, slaying the giant, by going through the hell of his entire presidency without breaking down or showing defeat, Obama triumphs. And unlike John Henry, who was a grunt, Obama is leader of the free world. That automatically qualifies him as bad on a level we have never seen and never imagined a folk hero could attain. Republicans keep trying to kill him metaphorically, and he won't die. Unlike John Henry, who after he beat back the machines, expired on the spot, gave his life for the cause. Obama is heroic for living. Nor is he arrested or pursued or run out of town like Jack Johnson or Shine or Superfly. He really can't be touched. He is a folk hero in a category of one, the archetype of an altogether new type. The question is, what kind of songs will we sing for him? When he is gone from office and then just gone, what kind of stories will we tell?